Yeah. Like, where did I even leave off? Like, I was talking about the light coming back.
Is coming back since we were kids.
It feels really good. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like I'm kind of feeling my inner child.
I have a new ally in my team.
But I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm like, I've always wondered if I repressed memories, or if I did, will I have known that? I don't know. And if you repress memories, like, how do you come to, like, uncover them, you know?
A lot of work, a lot of patience.
Like, has that happened to you?
There's things that, you know, it's kind of, it's not as simple as, like, I forgot about this thing.
It came back to me.
Yeah, it's more like me denying that the thing was as bad as it was. And that it impacted me and changed me as much as it did. And over the years, coming to realize that it's impacted me way more than I did accept. And it changed my mindset and, like, trajectory so much that it affected myself and my relationships, my environment, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's more of like coming to terms and actually accepting what I thought was normal not being.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
This is adventure mode, so I don't know if you want to do adventure mode or the story, because...
Whatever you want to do. I'm along for the ride.
I mean, I don't even know if I could follow the story, so...
That's okay, we can do whatever.
Do we want to vibe or what?
We could just do bounties for right now.
Okay.
You want to go to the fields of misery?
Yeah, sure, we can get that key. But yeah, I feel like I've also been remembering a lot more, like, from my childhood. Like, it's just like random memories of the childhood pop up. And I'm thinking, like, are they popping up to disappear as I go and transition into adulthood, or is it coming back for a reason? Because I'm, like, starting to reflect more and stuff, like...
Yeah, I think reflection definitely can make it easier than, like, therapy can help, like, unpack all that and everything. I've seen it happen to people, like, people just happening. Sometimes random people in, like, public places, like, they'll talk to me about, like, stuff that's going on in their life, and it takes the times where it looks like they've had, like, a revolution or something. And I don't know if that's, like, me just being weird or, like, what the fuck. There's, like, something, like, an energy shift, like, when I was telling my mom that I'm the kind of person that respects people based off of their actions, not their age. Like, she had the realization, I think, of how much I was like her and am like her, but also not necessarily how right I was, but how, like, different I can when it comes to, like, the societal, like all
like
this
questioning
shit, you know? Yeah,
authority.
and, like, actually, like, you know, thinking for myself and, like, knowing what I can do and, like, what I should do if someone gets disrespecting me and stuff like that. It's, you know, it's she's watching her kid grow up, pretty much. She's like having this revelation, and like, you know, my mom would tell me things that happened to her, and
Yeah.
I would have conversations with her, and there were multiple times where she said that I was more mature than her at my age when she was my age, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
when my mom was 20, even before she was 21, she was married. When she was turned 21, she was being divorced.
That's crazy.
And so now is about the time where she would have met Jesse probably and like got involved with him.
Jesse?
Yeah, that was the boyfriend she had that kidnapped her at like knife point.
Oh,
And
like
was like,
21.
I'm gonna kill
That
you
around that
and
time.
show that you're a vampire. Yeah, like that happened
Oh,
like, right
Lord
after.
Jesus.
And so it's like, and like I see like people like having kids like that I went to high school with, and it's like that was another thing. Like me as a teenager after like my dad split, like adamant and like staying adamant with the fact that I knew I didn't want kids. And like my mom kind of found it funny for a bit because she's like, oh yeah, I said that, you know, too when I was a kid, and I was like really adamant. But I think as, you know, I still got older and everything, she started to realize that it wasn't
A joke.
yeah,
Or something like not
which
lighthearted.
is, yeah, that I wasn't just saying it because I didn't want to go through childbirth or, you know, like, but I was actually thinking about the fact that that's a person, and that, you know, your actions and what you do and what you say and how you raise them and like create the environment is going to affect that person. I think she was really starting to realize that I was getting mature and understanding how my trauma and everything had affected me.
My parents, like my grandparents do that too, like my mom and Sharon specifically. It's like when you have a child, like it's always something like about when you have a child or when this, when that, like I'm not gonna have a child. And like they're like skeptical on that, and they still are. But
Yeah.
I know that I'm selfish personally, like to be honest, I'm selfish. Like I
And
want to
it's okay to
find
be selfish sometimes.
I want to find my mission in life is to like I feel
You want to explore.
yeah, like adventure, explore, transcend.
Yeah, you're
Like yeah. I can't stay
you're an explorer.
not stagnant, but like in one place, I feel. You know? And like I feel like if I had a child and even a dog or a cat, like any
Oh yeah.
like I couldn't take care of that because I have to be able to be
Be
by
free.
myself, and yeah. And
And
that
that's,
comes into
yeah.
question like if I can really have a romance that an intimacy and like relationship that's like that might be rare, but no. Me being if I do explore, then maybe that might happen. But also, I was sorry if I'm like. Do you want to talk first because I feel like I'm about to go on a
No,
coke
no,
rant.
you're good. I was just gonna say, like, my problem is that I have the duality of I know that me having kids probably wouldn't be a good idea,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I know that I would love to have kids. Like, if I knew that I could be the best that I could be for my kids, whether they be adopted or my own, because even if I adopted kids, I would still love them as my own.
Of course.
But, you know, I don't want to be a mess and project that onto my kids in whatever way, whether that be relying on them for mental and emotional support at a young age, to ignoring them, to being a mixture of both. You know, it's
Yeah.
scary, especially to think about, you know, how fucked up the world can be, and how that person that you bring into this world or you're raising in this world isn't going to understand right away. And even if you
Exactly.
tell them, they're still going to want to go and like see for themselves.
And
And
there's
you
so
want
much
to protect
manipulative
them.
things in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you want to protect them and you want to love them and you want to make sure that they don't get hurt, but you also want them to explore and discover and question.
It's like living a
They
double life and living through
exactly.
their life, you know?
Yeah. And you literally watch this young person, this human being, this sentient creature in this entire universe explore, and their world revolves around you. At one point in their lives, you're all that they know.
Yeah.
And, that's one of my issues with my dad. I don't understand how you can create something so beautiful and have something so pure and loving and just walk away from it. And I don't want to do that if I had kids, because I'm the kind of person to freak out when something feels too good to be true. And I
Yeah.
don't want to do that to my family. I
Yeah.
already struggle with it enough as it is. And I don't even know, like, and like my sister, it's like I already have had to take care of her and like my mom. I don't even like take care of excuse me, myself most of the time. So it's like, can I really handle taking care of another person, or do I just not want to take care of anybody after this?
Yeah.
So, there's like so many variables in the situation that it makes it hard
It's like
to
it's like wanting to reclaim lost time.
exactly. And it's like, I know that if I wasn't so fucked up, I would be a good mom.
Yeah.
I'd be really, they'd probably think I was strict, but I know that I'd be a good mom. Because, I care and I'm loving, and I've been told that I'm really resilient and that I'm compassionate, and, I know the mistakes of my parents, and I've learned from that through them and like what's happened to me and my sister and everything, and like there's just a lot of layers. I'm like a croissant, and I got a fucking swarm of green fuckies on me.
And even if I don't have kids, I still have my cousin Layla, you know? And
Yeah.
that's another thing. Like, I want to, like, do my best in the industry and get money to be able to
Mhm.
provide for my family and give Layla a good life.
Yeah.
And like, what if Layla wants to like do music too? Then like would have opened up doors for her to
Mhm.
express herself. But like,
Yeah.
gosh, it's also so fucking fucked up. Like, 'cause I'd have all that money. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be one of those people who like I don't want to. I don't want the money to change me. I really don't. Like, I would
Yeah.
not be able to
You
stay
couldn't give a
myself
fuck
if,
about the money if it didn't, actually come down to it.
cause like I could not live with myself if at this point in time, from this
Mhm.
mindset, I couldn't live with myself if I had all this money and I wasn't giving back to my community and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, that just hurts my heart. And like, I was also thinking this like big idea of like our life is never permanent. Like,
Mhm.
humanity won't be permanent,
Mhm.
and like that's why we should value all life, because like we
Yeah.
could literally evolve into something like a frog,
Bigger
but
than
like
ourselves,
like
yeah.
or like a whale. Like we could literally evolve into so many different things. Like we can evolve. I feel like all life evolves into each other, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like life, we're all connected, but I don't know why we don't see that.
Because people just see what's on the surface.
And like
Majority, anyway.
we have to do what we have to do to survive,
Hmm.
which sucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier, and it was really just keeping me distraught because like
Yeah.
it's just a matter of perception of like shit. I have it written down because it was just really like this type of thought makes me distraught. It like leads me to this single question or something like
Hmm.
it's like I can only
Constantly.
believe what feels right.
I constantly am in
Yeah.
the predicament of combining everything and everyone, even people that I don't know, and connecting them to my issues and like prioritizing other people over myself. And don't get me wrong, it's good to be considerate, but
I mean, I kind of feel like,
sometimes, yeah,
excuse me, I take on the problems of other people too. Like I see through the like lens of other people's problems.
yeah,
If that's what you're saying, yeah.
I
But
I correlate everything. It's like I see it like a flow chart, kind of how everything like connects and everything. I've described it like a spider web. Actually, that was like the better. Oh fuck you, dude. That was-
my brain isn't like as organized as that.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm getting to that point
So the
of like
sound
trying
effects,
to
like,
connect
yeah,
everything. And I
yeah,
feel like your place in the world, like with what you've gone through, allows you to like have seen, you know, like what you've
yeah,
seen allows you to connect things better, you know?
yeah. I definitely, yeah, have realized that as I've gotten older too. Because when I was a kid and like a teenager, I would always be like, "Why the fuck don't people see?" Like, and just getting angry. And that's one of the things that I still catch myself getting angry about. It's like I get angry about people that like with my situation. I've been feeling like I'm like the eighth wonder of the world when it comes to like elderly people and like people that are like my mom's age and like my dad's age and all this stuff
Hmm.
because they've never met someone as young as me doing the most and taking up a lot of this responsibility. And it just makes me angry, to hear them so like astonished.
Yeah.
Although I know that they care and that they're sympathetic and all of this stuff, it just makes me so fucking mad. And so it's like I'm trying to catch myself and realize that not everybody thinks the same way that I do, and not everybody people can be more privileged than me in the sense that they didn't have to experience the things that I did. Like a lot of people don't understand what it's like in like my mom, for example, like not understanding what it's like to be a single mom of two children, whom one of which is disabled their entire life.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much of like it's like my grandma too. Like my grandma didn't really understand. She had a very skewed like perception of how like the housing assistance works and like how bad the housing market was and like how hard it was to do things.
Yeah.
And then she saw it, lived through it, has continued to live through it, has watched me, my mom, and my sister live through it, and it sucks, but it's the truth. Life and time really influence and change how you perceive the world. And one of the things that I grew up with was my mom telling me that you always have choices. You may not like your choices, but you always have a choice.
God, I was
And
just thinking, oh my God.
there comes a time where you can choose, and you have to choose the kind of person you want to be.
I was thinking like earlier, like people choose what they want to believe, and like we were having this conversation in literature too, or something similar, like ignorance is somewhat of a choice.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of like on that same basis. And it brings me to this thought of like karmic retribution, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, karmic retribution.
Because I saw this one video one time, and it was like the people in power, like subtly give symbolism and like subtly tell you like their intentions, show you their intentions. So like knowing that in relation to the universe, they wouldn't have the consequences put upon them. But like if you come to realize that what they're doing to you, then you can actively deny it, you know?
Yeah.
And it just all connects. It's like
Everything connects,
kind of overwhelming.
even if it's not on the surface. And so many people, especially in the 21st century, the 20th century, so focused on just what's seeable, what's smellable, what you
Smellable.
can touch. Yeah. You know what I mean, though? Like, things that aren't deeper, things that don't marinate in, like, the skin and the soul. It's all just the exterior of it. And we're
It
more
just
than that.
drives me crazy. Because I can never find an answer, though. Like,
I think even the biggest philosophers, the biggest professors, the most successful writers, there's never gonna be a clear answer.
yeah, and that's literally what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like.
Because you want to know.
Yes, I sure do.
There's that want and that desire to know. And I've been that way my whole life for as long as I can remember. And at one point in my life, fairly recently, maybe some years ago, I asked myself the question of, if I did get an answer to that question, if I did know what this was all for, why people think the way they do, why children starve and towns crumble and people get abused and used, would I even be satisfied with the answer?
That
if
sounds
like
some oh my
God that exists, that is claiming to be all loving and all knowing, why would they knowingly let things like this happen? And I don't think I would be satisfied with the answer, no matter what it was. It's the same thing with my dad too. It's like, no matter what excuse he tells me or tries to sell me, no matter what he says or does to try and prove that he's a better person and that he's changed, I don't think it'll ever be good enough.
Killer of Aurora Vision, get the fuck out.
Because it won't, replace what was taken from me. It won't replace what was taken from my mom.
Yeah.
The time that was lost. The pain that is felt. Everything that has happened. it still scarred my soul
Yeah.
and my judgment and my trust and my perception of this world and my relationships. In a way, you kind of have to make an answer for yourself, but also realize at the same time that you may be wrong and accepting the fact that you could be wrong.
Like, and like, that's literally what I'm thinking. Like, we're living in delusion, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of perception, and like, it's so overwhelming and beautiful and sad and angry at the same time. Like, I just want to make sense of like suffering, but I can't because
it seems like there's no point to it. It's
yeah,
ongoing, and it's like everything that people do, people that have great influences that they do to stop it, it's like it just keeps going, and it gets exhausting. It's extremely exhausting. Why was there nothing down here? You know, it's like we do these exercises in group where we like sit and we like breathe and like hold our breath for a little bit and then exhale and like all this like meditative stuff, and it's like we're focusing on different parts of our body and everything, and it's like I'm understanding and feeling, and I start to cry because I can feel how stressed I am, not only from this situation but also from the prospect that all of this was for nothing, that all this pain and soreness was for nothing,
just
and
for someone's greed.
Just for greed, or just because that's how the dice rolled.
I see it as like it's people's free will imposing on other people's free will. Like that's why we're never free. Is because of the free will of others. That's why like life is never free, but it's always free at the same time.
One of the questions in my quiz that I'm making, it's like, what do you fear most, right? And what makes you fearful? The actions of men who don't think of the consequences. That's one of the options.
Wait, what are all the options though?
I am going to be editing this around, so this may be subject to change, or at least in the wording. But abandonment, love, the actions of men who don't think of the consequences, nature, losing control of oneself, the truth, losing my partner. I fear nothing because I instill it.
I fear nothing because I instill it.
And then there's what would you do for love, any kind of love?
Honestly, I feel like I fear myself.
Yeah, I do too.
Like fear of what I'm to become, fear of where I'm to go after death, fear of, like, it all relates to, every fear I have relates to myself, which means I fear myself. What I perceive is, you know, like, well.
Yeah, I'm scared of how well I do know myself.
I mean,
and how I can analyze myself, like psychoanalyze and like correlate everything and still be frozen in fear.
Yeah. Like, how do you overcome that? That's one of the questions I have.
Right.
I ask myself, and I just still trying to find the answer. And it's like, are the answers ever meant to be like, gosh.
The quandary.
Like, what is good and bad? Like, it's just a perception.
Good and bad is the perception of each individual.
Exactly.
There's no clear
it's not like
bad. there's like a societal view of good and bad.
I'm gonna send you
There's
this writing.
Mhm.
It was like logic versus emotion that I was writing against when I was thinking
Okay.
about it, because it just makes more sense for you to look at later. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, what was I even saying?
I don't even know what I'm saying either.
That's okay.
I think we're a
Like
little both off our rocker.
there's
Yeah.
like how society views, good and bad and like wicked and, all that jazz. And like, there's how we raise our children and our families on morals and principles and all this stuff. And it, sadly it varies from person to person. I really think, like, talking about this, I really think you should watch Arcane. Like, because it talks about this kind of stuff. One of the characters is, like, chronically ill, like, he's dying.
Mhm.
And he takes drastic lengths and measures to make sure he won't die. And once he reaches a point where he literally becomes deity-like, he starts taking everything that he sees as flawed from people and the world and the environment and the way everything connects people that haven't even interacted with one another meeting at the end. It it's very impactful, and the music that goes along with the animation and the attention to detail, it's all so powerful. And
Yeah.
I really think that you would enjoy it. Definitely make you cry, probably, but I really think in the end you would enjoy it.
Have you watched BoJack Horseman?
No, but I've seen stuff about it and know that I am like a combination of BoJack and Diane.
That's something someone wanted me to
Yeah,
watch.
I think it was either the 6 feet or 6 stories down thing that I first saw. There's like this episode, like this poem, and it's like 6 stories or 6 feet down, something like that.
Oh, you know that poem you were referencing? Or like
Which one?
boots, boots, boots.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard that in the movie theater, but I don't know which movie it's like
It's
connected with.
for a horror movie. It's called like 20 Years Later or something like that. It's like a zombie apocalypse movie, but instead of them turning into zombies, there's like this disease that's going around and that people are developing, and it makes them so incredibly angry, like that it's like visceral and, like I
Visceral.
said, primordial and horrifying and grotesque. Like it's violent anger and fury and rage. It almost makes them mindless, to what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so I haven't seen those films, but I've heard that they are decent. I haven't heard anything about the newest one. But I've heard good things about that film and good things about like The Quiet Place.
Can I?
That is too expensive.
Oh, fuck off. I read that as a leper. I'm so linguistically smart. I am, James. You should have seen me watching Wicked though. I was literally cussing at everybody and everything in that fucking movie. I was
Forgot
like,
what
Linda,
I
shut
was
the
even gonna
fuck
say.
up. I was literally like, Linda, go, Linda. Like, shut the fuck up. And she's like, toss, toss. And I'm like, toss, toss these nuts, bitch. I'm like, you're so fucking annoying. I fucking got so pissed off when they fucking took the goat professor away.
The goat professor.
Yeah, the movie. Because, you know, it's like animals are not having like their rights, they're getting their jobs taken from them.
In Wicked?
And like, yeah.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, so like there
I
was
must have
like,
forgotten.
yeah, so basically animals were like, in the sense, equal to people, in the sense of like, they were a part of society and seen as equal, and then slowly over time, they start to get like brushed under the rug and like kicked out of places, you know, like completely screwed over. And it gets to a point where rumors are starting that animals that are of high influence and like speak out and everything are getting taken away, never heard from again, and are cursed to not be able to talk. And the goat professor, I'm just gonna call him Professor B for now because I can't remember his full name. He was the last animal teacher at that school, and they end up like the equivalent of ICE for animals, I guess.
Oh my
if you want
gosh,
to frame it
ice.
that way. Like
Not they got ice on the animals.
military police. Like think military police. Like they just storm in and start doing the equivalent of police brutality, yanking this goat by the horns to get him out of the school.
Oh my lord.
And like, yeah. And I was like screaming. I was like, no! I'm like, you let that fucking goat go! I'm like, you sons of bitches! Like, I was like getting so fucking mad. Like, I was like pulling my sweater up over myself and like screaming.
Oh no, she's crashing out.
I was getting so
Oh lord, jeez.
I was, yeah, it was. Oof. Speaking of, my fucking eyes are so sickening. Complete side note. I went to Costco today. They took my fucking picture. I look like fucking Casper. Tell me why I'm literally glowing in the fucking dark in my photo. Like, my eye bags. It looks like I put eyeshadow on my eye bags to make them darker, but I swear I didn't.
Girl, send me the picture.
I don't know. Where's my wallet?
Yeah.
It's like bad. It's like really fucking
Girl,
bad.
I feel like you're matching the chaotic. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. Like, someone once said on this like stupid ass subreddit about this chaotic limerence that I feel that they feel on whatever. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I feel it right now, and I feel like somehow your vibe matches the chaos of my vibe, and like the chaos in mine. But like, I feel like just like the chaos of everything around me matches when I'm doing this, you know? And I don't really trust it though, because this is just another drug made by another company, and I'm like numbing my mind using it.
Mhm.
And like, I don't know. Like, what do you think about them keeping it on the market? Is it like, do you think it's like bringing me down? And
Weed
like
or cough syrup.
the cough syrup? Yeah.
You know, I personally haven't had a lot of experience with like lean or cough syrup or anything like that.
Not
The
lean,
most
like
I've
this is
the DXM.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought lean was just like that mixed with like Sprite.
No, lean is like a painkiller.
Oh
And
shit.
those are
Oh
opioids and
fuck.
opiates. And
Okay.
then DXM is a
Damn.
disassociative. So yeah.
Okay. You know, I personally don't have enough experience with it myself to know. I think from how I perceive when you're on it, you get very I don't think intuitive is the right word.
Intuitive.
You get very in tune with like a way of thinking, and it's like how I am when I get high. It's like you think and you know what you want to say and everything, and like you start thinking about like all these things, and it's like you can't get it out of your fucking face.
Exactly, girl, exactly.
Yeah, it's just like you have like all these thoughts and everything's like so clear in your head, and in the moment like you need to get it out and like want to get it out and like communicate it, whether it be like either on paper or to somebody, it's like bam.
Yeah, it causes me to
Uh-uh.
like, it's like, well, it like disrupts like my receptors, so like, I can't really
Mm-hmm.
form like the sentences and stuff. But
It's
like,
almost as if we're on drugs.
oh my god, I can't believe
Oh
it.
my god.
But like, it's like
Imagine.
damn it, Natalie, you made me forget what I was gonna say.
Oh fuck, I'm buying shit from this guy. I don't want to buy shit from you.
For what?
Fuck. I was trying to sell shit to this guy and Diablo, and I was like fucking buying shit instead like a dumb fuck. So I'm so smart.
Hey, what
I'm
were
so
you talking
smart.
about? You have to get me back on track, cause
We were
yeah.
talking about how we get schnockered and we get like really like philosophical like Socrates level, and we can't project our thoughts and everything out as easily,
Yeah,
like verbalize it.
yeah. When I get to this point, I just can't like remember and like then form the sentences.
That's
So
fair.
that's when I usually listen to music. But
I mean, if you want to listen to music now, I'm cool with that too. I'm like
I'm probably
kind
gonna
of,
listen to music soon. But like, yeah,
yeah, I'm kind of falling asleep. I'm gonna warn you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am hanging on by a thread. I have no idea.
It just makes me feel so like it feels like I understand, but I really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like knowing it all, but not knowing it all.
Yeah. And
And
like
I'm
that's
wondering if
the
it's
thing.
like a breakthrough with like how people do DMT and stuff. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I I mean, I think I always like have that whole like even when I'm not like doing anything, it's like I know I can put out it's like a puzzle. Like I have all the pieces. I know how the puzzle's supposed to go. But like there's a few that are missing, and it kind of they're like key ones, and so it just fucks with everything. And it's like, oh my fucking god, now I can't fucking do the thing because I got these few missing bits, and then you give up for like a bit, and like you'll go and get like a copy or something, and then you come back and you look at it, and you're like, okay, maybe I have to find a few pieces maybe in the box, and then you try to look in the box, and the fucking box is gone for some fucking reason. It's like the actual shit's going on. Holy shit, I have money?
One time, what?
I have money in the
One
game. I'm not broke anymore.
theory. Here we ain't broke. We ain't broke.
I ain't broke.
But like, never mind, girl. I just forgot. LOL.
Thank you for coming here. We are getting schnockered.
What am I socketing? Like, okay, let me not spend something I don't want to. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna lay in bed, but I'll stay in the party
I'm
until
probably
we
some
dip
crazy
out.
as park.
So I'm like, oh, I need to take my medicine. Fuck.
He'd definitely be sounding
Shit.
crazy as fuck.
I know. Honestly, can anyone match our crazy? Probably fucking not.
And last time I checked, it was 36 minutes or something. Now it's only 47. So,
We
it's just
vibing,
crazy, like, how you perceive time and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could go on all day about this.
I wish I could. I mean, I know I could, like, brain-wise, but, like, my body's, like, my body's telling me no, but my mind's telling me yes. Like, type beat.
For me, it's like, I could go on all day about this, but I want to listen to music. Because I
That's
know it's
fair.
going to be great. And that's why I came back to it. Unfortunately,
I'm
no,
putting
that...
clothes in my mouth.
This is really bad, honestly, for me. If we want to get vulnerable, because I took soft chews and they were disgusting. Oh my god.
That was
But
not
I'm
enough
here
fluid. It
now.
stuck in my throat.
So, we're here now.
Ugh, that was gross. My medicine got stuck in my throat.
See, and it's like I'm trying to fight disassociating and be right here in the moment, in the present. And that's the crazy
Also,
part.
I closed out Diablo just because I can't focus on it. But I'm staying in
Yeah,
the
I
party.
totally understand, Perry. I totally understand.
Ow. Bro. You know what sounds really fucking good? A fat ass s'more.
To
But
you.
instead of a Hershey's,
I feel nothing
a
right now,
Reese's.
so...
But imagine
yeah.
like a Reese's instead of a Hershey.
A
You get that
Reese's?
peanut butter. Yeah, like you make a s'more, but instead of the chocolate like bar, you get like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
I don't really like s'mores. They're too gooey and sticky.
That's fair. I used to grow up microwaving them. How did my PlayStation activate after me saying that's fair?
What do you mean,
What the
like voice
hell?
activated?
Yeah. And all I said was that's fair.
I'm confused. You're
I am
confusing
too.
me.
That shit's fucking bizarre. How bizarre.
Anyways, let's talk about crazy shit. Like, what is time? The fuck? Because it
Time. You
is
know,
3:32.
time
And
is
like,
on my hear me out list.
if I were to count time right now, it would literally not be time.
Time is on my hear me out list.
You know, when I say stuff, stupid stuff like, what's 2 plus 2? I feel like it's my chaotic nature coming outside of me. And I don't know, I feel like dumb doing that. And kind of makes me feel bad doing that.
Yeah, like how so? Like joking around with you about it, or
I don't know, one time, like, one time he said, ignore me, because I said, like, some stupid stuff like that. And I guess, like, it just makes me feel like I'd be saying stupid stuff and, like, nobody really cares. So, yeah.
I get that. Sometimes I'll like say something and I'm like, I think about like, oh god, I think I sound like a fucking idiot after I said that. I mean, I know you. I gotta take off my headset real quick. Sorry, one second.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Fuck ass sweater. I like say stupid shit.
Oh my god. Your ID.
I know it's so bad. It's so bad. And you wanna know the funny thing? They put a fucking like piece of paper or like a folder over my head to like cast a shadow, and it didn't do jack shit.
Oh, girl, you are so white.
I know.
Oh
And I used to
god.
be so tan.
Oh lord.
I was in a whole different bracket.
Well, yeah. I'd love me some, but yeah.
Bro, cuddle pile sounds sick. And I just want to be at the bottom. And everybody can just pile up. I can suffocate. I can die happy.
Okay, you know what then? We're gonna align consciousness. Okay? I'm gonna get off and start listening to my music. And then over the course of the night, we will align conscious. Okay?
I might go to sleep, to be honest with
Listen, we're gonna align consciousness
you.
while, like, during your sleep, and while I'm in my state of mind, listening to music, becoming the music, we're gonna meet. Okay? Okay. You know, let's try it. We're gonna spiritually traverse.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Dude, I had this fucking weird ass dream like a few days ago. It was so fucking weird. I was at my old high school and like I don't know why, but Trump decided to fucking make a visit to the school. And I remember him like side-eyeing me like the whole time, and I was like side-eyeing him, and I finally was like, "What the fuck is your problem?" And he's like, "You're my fucking problem," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Trump
Like,
side-eyed you? Oh no.
yeah. And so we started fucking like arguing with each other, and then I got dragged away by fucking Secret Service, and then for
No
some reason
way.
my mom got mad at me, and she made me walk home like on I-5.
Oh no.
It was so fucking weird. I was like, what the hell? It was, yeah. And like, I had this other one. It was like this city. It was like, it was an Asian, like, populated place, like, mainly. Like, there wasn't a lot of white people and, like, people of color other than, like, people of, like, Asian descent. And it was like this weird ass, like, do you know Attack on Titan?
More than that kid?
No, it's like there were
Okay.
like walls and like it was like a weird ass like labyrinth and like everything was like narrow and like it was just like really like sketchy behavior and then like there were like places that wouldn't allow like people that weren't Asian and at one point like there's like a bullet train and I just
Bullet
remember
train.
like it screeching and like kind of going off the tracks, and that's it. Like it was so fucking weird. And like I had
Damn.
no idea, like, and it was like the one thing I do remember like a lot, like detail, was that one, it was in the future. Two, it was like everything was like wall wise and like the structure of the city was in shades of like gray and like monochromatic, but the walls were really high and they were like made of metal but also like stone.
Sure.
It was fucking weird. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it up.
Okay, let's pass out together.
Okay, I gotta get the
Good
fuck
night,
up.
Pokedokie.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Pookie.
Pokedokie.